Fancy, I don't feel like tea or coffee today. I'm gonna have water. Water. Oh, we got a delivery. 1 second. 1 second. Let me get the delivery. Of course, the second I go live, the dogs bark. That's it. In here. Go on. Okay, they've gone. What are you doing up there? Look at her, she's even up there trying to see the postman. Obviously, it's Christmas, so my wife's ordered loads of presents. Right, let me get my phone. Stacey, how are you feeling today? Sending you love. Hi, Jane. Let me just get my phone. Or remember where it is. So, okay. So hopefully, I've got an hour. I'm hoping. I did want to just quickly say a few things about this book, From Here to the Great Unknown. I also wanted to have a chat because when we were doing our live stream earlier, I sort of realized something about Priscilla. So I'm going to title this video, Priscilla Always Puts Herself First. Now, I went over it on the last live, but it really got me thinking. It made me think, my God, she does, doesn't she? Yeah, so we are going to go through it in a minute, and I'm going to read a bit of the prologue of this amazing book that Lisa created and Riley finished. But we do have to tell everyone that we're live. So basically, let me just go on to defending Elvis. So here we go. I've got Jane and Debbie and Lynette. I'm sure there'll be more of you. So I just want to I'm going to have to go through the names, guys. It does take a little while. I'm hoping the dogs aren't going to be too bad. You know, the dogs are like, woo. So we're going to talk about a few things, I think. This is more of a laid back, just a laid back chat, guys. I haven't got a specific topic. I do want to go over the book a little bit. I'm not really in a reading mood. It's not how I feel at the moment. I just want to have a chat, really. I've had, I've been working on my wife's car. I could fix it, but I would have to lie underneath that car in the freezing cold. It's winter here in England. I said to my wife, I cannot lie under that car for 2 days because it's to do with the clutch going. And I just don't want to lie underneath that car. So I've already run a garage. They're going to come and collect it and take it. And they said it's going to take a week to fix. But it doesn't matter because we have a spare car. So we're okay. We don't need the car. And today in England, it's specifically cold. It is much colder than normal. So as I'm talking to you, I'm just messaging everyone that we're live, which takes a while. So the topic we had was like, let me just get the book out. So this book gives an alternative reality to the teenage years, around 14, 15 of Priscilla. And they show us that she is very different from the image that she portrayed to Elvis. Okay, let me just quickly message. And it just got me thinking, because don't forget, generally the world had been convinced, where's the book? You know, if we go back to our childhoods growing up, some of you grew up in the 50s and 60s, a lot of us grew up in the 70s, and we just have this sort of image imprinted on our minds, this sort of perfect relationship of Elvis and Priscilla, and that they met when Elvis was stationed in Germany. And I just think many of us grew up with that, didn't we? That's how it was. And she eventually, you know, they meet at a so-called, this is a lot of this isn't actually fact, but they meet at 14 and then they're together from then on. This is the sort of image that we're given, the fake story that was spoon-fed and have been for years, that they just met and everything was great. There was no other women. Elvis just saw Priscilla in 1959. We've already found out that there was others. Hi, Vicenzo, where have you been hiding, my friend? And I just think there's a general feeling with the public, especially the non-Elvis fans, that is the truth. That they met at 14. They have this long relationship. They were together for how many years is it? 13, 14 years. And then things didn't work out because Elvis took drugs and was unfaithful. And people have just sort of fallen for that storyline. I know I've said all this before, guys, but we have to keep bringing it up. So I'm hoping you lot are getting these notifications that I keep talking about. Actually, I better remember to message Linda, because I know Linda's quite busy, but let's get Linda. Linda, are you on? No, let's have a look. So I did message Salvatore. Don't think he's got my message though. Hi, Lynette. Right, so that's most of the people. Let me just see. There's a couple on Instagram, I think. Let me just tell them. Okay, I think, right, let's so is Angel Eyes on, Songbird? Obviously, this is really annoying having to do all this, but you guys deserve it. You guys deserve to be notified when we go live. I really believe that. You make the effort to join me and sit with me and chat. So the least I can do is let you know we're live. That's my attitude. Obviously, anybody that does not want me to message them, please tell me. Please tell me, because I don't want to message people that don't want to join us. Yeah, only want to message people that want to be here. That's very important to me. Okay, right. So let's just have a little chat. We had a bit of a chat earlier. I'm not in a reading mood. So I started thinking, you know, hi, Deborah. So I started thinking to myself, what we mentioned it on the last live, like Priscilla Presley has always put herself before everything, before Elvis, before Lisa. Her career, her future always came first. And but you know, her acting career, her modeling career, her TV career, the need for spotlight, the need for money, the need for men. Yeah, always Priscilla, always. Now I would say Elvis was the opposite. We're having a chat, Vicenzo. I've been lying underneath the car all day trying to fix my wife's car. You wrapping presents? I think a lot of people are wrapping presents, Sue. So many people just see it differently. I'm on about non-Elvis fans. Yeah. One thing hi Tony, how we going? So non-Elvis fans, they have got this imprinted image of Elvis and Priscilla, especially I'm on about the fans that have been fans for many decades. The fans that don't really do lots of research, the fans that just sort of go with the flow. Yeah, that Elvis met Priscilla in 1959 while stationed in the army. And then she moves over to Graceland. They get married, they have a baby. The marriage is fine for a little while. Then they break up because Elvis is seeing other girls, has a bit of a prescribed medication problem. And then unfortunately, Elvis dies. And then Priscilla takes over, opens Graceland. This isn't truth. This is just the lie that we're told, yeah? The fake truth, the fairy tale. And then eventually she runs the empire for 40 years, and then poor Lisa Marie dies. Yeah? When Lisa Marie dies, there's a bit of an argument with Riley, and Riley takes over. That is generally the story, isn't it? Yeah? Now, yeah, ever since so. Do you know what? We can't guess it, can we? About her turning up on the 90th birthday in January. No one thought that Priscilla was going to turn up at Gracelands for the book signing, you know, Riley Keough's book signing, but she was there. I don't think they can stop her. I think if Priscilla wants to walk into any part of Gracelands, including Elvis Presley Enterprises, you know, the hotel in front as well, no one's going to stop her. I think Priscilla will do what she wants to do. Remember, she's still paid an advisory role, $100,000 a year. So I actually think that Priscilla will do what Priscilla wants to do. She's a powerful lady. She carries heavy clout behind her with lawyers and solicitors. And she understands how to sue people, how to litigate. So I think she's quite intimidating. She may even have Scientology behind her. So will she be there? Wouldn't surprise me. So I'm going back to a couple of things. So we've got the story that the world was tricked into believing that this perfect, so-called perfect romance only went wrong because Elvis was unfaithful. We know this isn't true. We know that Priscilla rewrote this book, rewrote history to make people think she was a victim. More deliverance. Yeah. Okay, we're back. Yes, don't worry, dogs. It's just deliveries. Now, my wife has bought. I just want to say, guys, my wife is very generous at Christmas. We don't do this 2 or 3 presents each thing with my wife. It's 15 presents each. And let's have a look. Let's quickly just check this comment. I'm wondering if Priscilla, Priscilla had an acting career later because she had been an actress all her life. I don't understand. Larry, explain that comment. I don't understand it. I mean, as far as I know, Priscilla does. Let me see if I can find it. Priscilla, her debut acting was a TV show called Those Amazing Animals. Let's see what year it was. Let's get it up. Priscilla, Those Amazing Animals, yeah. Priscilla, Those Amazing Animals. Let's see. It's actually quite interesting. You remember the guy off Rocky, the trainer? Is that it? Let's have a look. Yeah, let me just see if I can find it with Priscilla in it. Where are you? Where are you? Come on, find you. Actually, we might have to we'll go to the long clip and then we'll play a short version of it. See if any of you remember this, yeah? From years ago. So Priscilla, I think this was her first acting.
If you're having trouble with your mathematics,
this
little lady may solve all your problems.
Let's have a look.
All right, Christina. What is 5 and 6?
All right, guys, 1 second.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, if you think that's amazing, her trainer believes that Christina has
ESP. Tonight, you'll see the terrifying moment when the filming of this sequence almost cost the life of Valerie Taylor. Nino, the parrot with operatic aspirations. A remarkable and deadly race between a bobcat and a hare. The unforgettable story of the Lima Pets. Hey, the sea lions are coming to town, and they'll be with us.
So let's see if we can find. Let's turn it down. Let's see if we can find Priscilla in the introduction. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go.
Those amazing animals, brought to you by Crest. Since its introduction, more people have used Crest to prevent more cavities than all other fluoride toothpastes combined. Count on Crest for a future of good checkups.
Hey, you're not going to make my safeguard any smaller, are you?
Me?
Look, this soap has nice lather.
No soap touch.
It's funny, you see the old adverts. Come on, we want to just see Priscilla's part in it. Here we go.
You wonder, we think you'll be amazed at the answer.
We've gone around the world to film animals you've never seen before. We've recorded animals in all their incredible variety, and what we've learned, well, will challenge your imagination.
We invite you to explore the many worlds with us, starting now in the domain of the shark.
Da, da, da. Now, I think she only did it for a short period, and that obviously goes on to other acting roles. But come on, guys, she was no actress. She was no actress. Couldn't act to save her life. That's the truth of it. I actually think she was very lucky to get it. But the point I'm trying to say with Priscilla always puts herself first is that this is the exact opposite of Elvis. Now, Elvis, his whole life, even before he became famous, was just super generous, and it was always give. We know he was a Christian man, and there's stories of him giving away his little cars, giving away his little comics, that he was extremely kind and friendly to everyone, no matter who they were, no matter. Obviously in those days you had segregation and stuff. Many of his best friends were the colored guys, and he would even sneak them in to the cinema in Tupelo. I forget the name of the cinema in Tupelo. It will come to me in a second. And we got, is it Sam Bell does an interview talking about just how kind Elvis was as a young teenager. Yeah. So my point is, Elvis was the opposite of Priscilla. He always, only lasted a year. So he always, I think, in all the research that I've done, all the interviews I've watched, and the bits that I've read, Elvis always just wanted to be kind to everyone, never put himself first. Never put himself first. Always extremely kind to his girlfriends, extremely kind to the Memphis Mafia, extremely kind to children, to charities, to his personal family, and obviously his parents. So Elvis, as soon as Elvis has money, what's the first thing he does? He buys a home for his parents. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Stacey. That's very kind of you. Happy Christmas. That's very kind. Stacey just bought me a coffee. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. And we send you love, Stacey. Let's group hug with Stacey. She's going through a tough time, guys. And we're there for you, Stacey. We together hold you up. And obviously, we send you love. Of course we do. Team Elvis, yeah? So my point is, guys, then Elvis, as he gets money, we know that he buys his mum a beautiful car, a beautiful home, and he wants to make sure that the family are looked after. So he welcomes certain members of the family to live with him. And I just think Elvis spent all of his life being generous, giving, caring, loving to everyone, not just family, complete strangers as well. Then this is where it's chalk and cheese. Then we look at Priscilla. Now, there is a possibility, if there's any truth in this book, there's a possibility that there was a plan to get Elvis. even changing her hair, how she dressed, how she walked and acted and even talked, so that she would fit into the mold that Elvis felt that the woman that he would one day marry would be a sweet, innocent person, a person that you respect, a person that in those days, remember, it's very common to fall in love with a young girl when you're in your 20s, yeah? A person that was a sweet, innocent virgin as well, which was completely normal for the 1950s and 60s. So supposedly by Child Bride, there was a plan with Cary Grant. Now, we all know the name Cary Grant. He's the one in many movies and TV dramas that introduces Priscilla to Elvis because he knew Elvis. Well, in the book, it all says that it was pre-planned and it was sex for favors. And he would introduce Priscilla to Elvis for sex. That's what it gives you, that indication in the book. It also says that she had a different teenage years than we all think. That she was quite promiscuous, yeah? Quite the lady, you know, quite a confident young lady who went after the boys she liked and had many boyfriends. She set her sights with her mother. There was a plan to get Elvis. So many things were decided to go after and trap Elvis. This is just what the book says. Yeah, not everything in this book is good. There's some bad stuff in this book about Elvis as well. So you think about it, guys. Priscilla is, we get the impression that Priscilla was this sweet, innocent virgin that, you know, Elvis was introduced to in his house in Germany. They hit it off, you know, there were sparks. And let me just, what does Vincenzo say? Louis go, Lou, did you ever see that picture of Elvis shopping at Kerr's Sporting Goods in Beverly Hills on December? Oh my God, no, definitely have not. 31,970, not even bought gifts for fans. So basically, what I'm trying to say is Elvis has this image of Priscilla. He meets her, she's dressed in a certain way. He obviously is taken by her, yeah? So he trusts her. He pulls his heart out to her, talks about his mum, his future, talks about his insecurities, talks about being forgotten, yeah, by the fans. He was a worried man. It was a difficult time. So we go back to Priscilla. Elvis, obviously, at 1960, goes back to Germany. I mean, sorry, goes back to Graceland's to get on with his life, you know, making GI Blues and the Frank Sinatra show and recording some albums. Now, Priscilla is at a loose end. She's still in Germany with her parents. Now, she doesn't know if Elvis will ever speak to her again. She hopes that he will. There was no romance. It was a brief, you know, it could have lasted up to 6 months. There was a friendship between them. It's obvious that Elvis was taken by Priscilla. She was a stunning, beautiful young lady. And she definitely imprinted an impression on him. So he didn't forget Priscilla, but he did get on with his life. So he comes back, gets on with his life. Yeah. Now she's very persistent. We don't really know exactly what went on, but there's a possibility she was sending letters in pink envelopes, sending records, you know, the old 45s, I think. Could have been a different type of record. I'm not sure what was around then. And they just kept in touch with different, the current hit songs that Priscilla and Elvis liked, the sort of love songs, rock and roll love ballads were being exchanged and stuff. And she kept herself there, but Elvis was getting on with his life. He was still seeing Anita Wood for a while. He obviously had other girlfriends. He was seeing different co-stars like Juliet Prowse. Priscilla is persistent. She's, for, you know, there's mixed views, but at some point, Elvis allows her to move over around 1962 for a few holidays. I think they may have had as many as 3, one at Christmas time. Now, this is what I'm trying to say, that Priscilla has a game plan. A game plan. She's like, I'm going to get my man. I'm going to get Elvis, the most famous superstar in the world. A beautiful man, extremely talented man, a very kind, genuine, generous, loving, caring, sensitive man that was also great fun to be around, with massive aspirations. He's already super famous anyway, but he needs to get back to his career. Okay, so there's mixed opinions on why eventually Elvis gave in and allowed Priscilla to eventually move in with Vernon and Dee. Obviously offered to finish off her education. He was still sort of seeing Anita Wood. She finds out, she overhears a conversation between Vernon and Elvis. Elvis was at a difficult crossroads. Do I start seeing Priscilla? Do I start seeing Anita Wood? I love them both. I don't know what to happen, what to do. But eventually, we all send Stacey love, guys. We pray for you, Stacey. We pray for you. It's so sad, guys. I know how you feel. I lost my dad. I know how it feels. Even though I had a complicated relationship with him, it was very weird. Losing my father was a strange thing. You do learn to live with it, and you sort of feel their presence. You do sort of feel their presence, which is an unusual thing to say, but you just do. I can't explain it. But anyway, so you've got Priscilla eventually manages to get over to America. She's living with Vernon and Dee. And she knows when she moves over that Elvis is living a rock and roll lifestyle. He's seeing, he's obviously making the movies. He's massively getting into the movies at this point. Definitely 2 a year, which eventually become 3 a year. Elvis is always away. He's got this converted bus, hasn't he, that he uses to go on these trips. He loved driving it himself, and he would drive back from the movies himself. He didn't really like flying, did he, at that point? So Priscilla was waiting around for Elvis. It definitely happened, but she was not alone. She always had company. She had her own car. She had her own life. She could get on with her life. She had the wives of the Memphis Mafia. And what my point is this, is that, yes, Priscilla did try and wait for Elvis and hope he would one day try and settle down. But he was definitely not ready to settle down. 100% he was not ready to settle down. Yeah. And Priscilla was waiting, really, in hope that he may change. But I don't think Elvis was ready to settle down between 1960 and 1966. He just wasn't interested in settling down, being with one woman. He wanted to enjoy life, a typical man in his 20s. So this is where everything changes. They get engaged in 66. The baby comes along. Obviously, the massive wedding first, then the baby comes along. And I actually think at this point, when Lisa Marie is born, this is when Priscilla changes and starts putting herself first. Putting herself first. Yeah? So I think every decision Priscilla made once Lisa Marie was born was all about herself. It was the Steve Peck affair, the dance instructor that owned the dance studio, a couple of months after Lisa Marie's born. And I think that every decision that Priscilla made after Lisa Marie was born was all about herself, whether it be seeing Steve Peck a few months after Lisa Marie's born, whether it be secretly seeing Mike Stone for a year behind Elvis's back, behind Mike Stone's back. I mean, Mike Stone's wife's back, Frances, who was pregnant. She also had a little girl. And then you've got the decision to demand the divorce, because I actually don't think Elvis would have divorced. I think Elvis would have still tried to make a go of it because he's a good Christian man. He didn't believe in marriages breaking up. He felt that mother and father should be with the child, with Lisa. Even though their relationship was over, they were both really living separate lives, weren't they? They both really were seeing other people. Yeah, we know about Susan Henning. Yeah. So then you've got one, it's all exposed that Priscilla is seeing Steve Peck and Mike Stone. You know, these two horrific times in his life. Oh, God bless you, Larry, my friend. So eventually, the Mike Stone thing, she demands a divorce. Another decision, I'm out of here. I'm going. Priscilla says, I am going. I've made up my mind. No one's talking me out of it. I'm taking Lisa with me. I don't care what the consequences are. I don't care if I break up Frances Stone from Mike Stone, even though she's pregnant, even though she has a small daughter, even though she had befriended Frances Stone. They had become pals. They were eating together, going out together. She invited Priscilla into her home, and they would have dinner nights together. Priscilla has made up her mind. She's out of there. Yeah. So the devastation that causes to Elvis and to Lisa. Of course, Lisa gets dragged away and is forced to live with Mike Stone, a complete stranger. And I know you've heard this 1,000 times, guys, but we have to keep saying it. We have to keep saying it. We have to let the world know about this serious wrongdoing from Priscilla. Yeah. So then we see the collateral damage done to Lisa, to Elvis, to Frances Stone, to her unborn baby, to her small daughter, and the reverberations, the ripple effect that has. We know damn well that serious damage was caused to Lisa Marie. Yeah, I think we can all agree that serious damage was caused to Lisa Marie. Serious damage. Yeah. So then we've got, we could unfold the story of Lisa Marie, before the Scientology situation, where Lisa Marie is sent off to summer camp. We've also got the situation where Priscilla, obviously, she gets bored of Mike Stone. Mike Stone he's had his use. She drops Mike Stone like a rock. I'm not 100% sure who came after Mike Stone. Was it Robert Kardashian? I'm not actually sure. Eventually, she gets to Michael Edwards. Yeah. Now, Michael Edwards is the big thing that we must expose, that there is alleged sexual abuse that happened to poor Lisa Marie when she was between 10 and 15. There's a possibility that you guys have been saying to me that Priscilla knew about the abuse, which shocks me. As you know, guys, I always thought that she just was in denial of it. But you guys are saying to me she may have known. So there's damage happening here to poor Lisa Marie. Yeah, obviously, if Elvis knew that had happened, oh my God, I can't even imagine what Elvis would have done. So poor Lisa Marie, yeah, she keeps it to herself. She's obviously extremely gutted when she was dragged away from her father, her home. Her and Elvis are extremely close. This book has really showed just how close they were, extremely close, more close than we realized. They both worshipped each other. Could you imagine how Lisa Marie felt being dragged away from her home? Elvis, yeah, her father, forced to live with this stranger. But then, then the next boyfriend, then the next boyfriend. Whilst this is all going on, Priscilla, who's always putting herself first for her career, her ambitions, for money, for fame, for success, for spotlight, the victim is Lisa Marie. The victim is Lisa Marie. And in a funny sort of way, the victim is also the boyfriend, because Priscilla is dropping these boyfriends when she's bored of them. Now, with Michael Edwards, different story. They're having cocaine parties, possibility of an open relationship. Priscilla is going away with her acting career, modeling career. She's an entrepreneur. She's doing different businesses. She's selling products like perfumes, etc. So there's this world that Priscilla is creating that is completely separate from Lisa, actually even slightly separate from Michael Edwards. I think Michael Edwards did introduce her to some modeling stuff. But the bottom line is, who's the victim? It's Lisa Marie. Lisa Marie is always the victim. Who's always putting herself first? Priscilla. It's always, every decision she makes, oh, I want to make that TV series. I want to later in life, I want to make that movie. I want to open that shop. I want to promote a product, bit of modeling. Yeah, it's always about Priscilla. Who is the person that is being damaged the most? All right, sorry, Vincenzo, did you send me something? Let's have a look. Vincenzo, are you there? Hi, Tony. So I wanted to highlight in this live stream, I did it a bit in the last one, but I wanted to go over it more in this one, just how the selfish decisions the selfish decisions that Priscilla made, yeah, just how much serious damage that did to Lisa. We know, we're all parents. We love our kids, grandkids, great grandkids. So do we ever put ourselves before our kids? Never. I've got 6 kids, 5 with my wife. Never do I come before them, ever. I literally bend over backwards. My days are taken up with me trying to keep the kids happy, keep the wife happy, and then in my spare time, I'm exercising, I'm doing the live streams, going for a run, working on my wife's car, things like that. Yeah. So, you know, the general thing is the kids come first, don't they? Yeah. Now with Priscilla, it didn't happen. With Priscilla, kids coming first didn't happen. I think she looked at Lisa as the golden goose. The golden goose. Ooh, I can use Lisa as leverage to get what I want. She knew that Elvis absolutely adored his only daughter. Oh, actually, I'm going to get some good use out of my daughter. Yeah. Unfortunately, I get the feeling that the daughter was used as a means to an end, as a way to get things. Let me just see. I think Vincenzo sent me a picture. This is a picture of Elvis and Kura's sporting goods on December the 3rd, 1970. He was there shopping and even bought gifts for fans. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I haven't seen this picture before. Yeah, guys, I mean, obviously the focus is a bit crap. Let's have a look. Let's see if it'll focus, guys. Let's go a bit nearer, see if it'll focus. Here we go. Brilliant picture, actually. Is it just one picture, Vincenzo? Let's have a look. Yes, it's just one, yeah. So I've just noticed Tony just said a really interesting point, that she wished that Elvis had got custody. And that's a brilliant point, Tony, because could you imagine how different things would be if Elvis had custody? I actually think he would have lived longer. I actually think if Elvis had custody, seriously, guys, how many of you agree? If Elvis had custody, he would have lived longer. And do you know what? Lisa's life would have been completely different. Completely different. Because as soon as Priscilla drags Lisa away to live with these strange men and run off, and she would leave her alone for weeks, months with Michael Edwards and maybe other boyfriends as well, damage was happening. Damage was happening. And we wonder why Lisa Marie was such a rebellious child that was anti-establishment, that didn't like being told what to do, probably quite angry sometimes within herself. I don't blame her. She was abandoned, not by Elvis. She was abandoned by Priscilla. Elvis was there for her. Elvis wanted to see her as much as possible. Priscilla abandoned her, because even though, this is just my opinion for entertainment purposes, even though Priscilla took Lisa with her to whichever home that she lived in, whichever boyfriend, she would leave her alone for weeks, sometimes months, pursuing her career, working, pursuing her ambitions, pursuing the dream of spotlight, of fame, of attention, of money, independence. Yeah. So some serious damage, guys, some serious damage done by somebody who always put themselves first. And then when you follow the timeline later and you start seeing, with Gracelands, she wanted to take all the glory for, oh, I saved Gracelands. Oh, I opened the Living Museum. When we've already proved she didn't save it. She didn't open the museum. Yes, she was the front person that launched it. She wasn't even at the opening day. So then you step forward after, when you get into the 80s, you have another number of major decisions that involve many other things where Priscilla puts herself first. Obviously, we've got Dallas and the comedy film. I keep forgetting the name of that franchise. I always forget it. Naked Gun. Yeah. Obviously in the 90s, and you got stuff going on. We've eventually got the Bob Silliman deal where Elvis Presley Enterprises is sold off, where Priscilla got a massive kickback. Yeah. When they sold off Elvis Presley Enterprises, and she also sold the name Presley, the name Graceland, she got a big backhander, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. There was always money to be had but let's face it, this money was Lisa's money. Lisa's money. Yeah. Lisa was the owner. Yes, Priscilla was a co-executor and had lots of power. Lisa trusting her, even allowing her to carry on managing everything when she turned 25. I still think Priscilla was up to no good with the money. She was trying to grab as much of it for herself as she could. And then years later, we have the Barry Siegel situation. More money grabbing, stupid investments with things like American Idol. So you can keep jumping forward. You can go to, if we really jump forward to the time when poor Lisa Marie passed away, God rest her soul. And even then, where she's trying to contest Lisa's wishes to give everything to the grandkids. I know you've heard it all before, guys, but we have to talk about it again and again. We have to let the public know the wrongdoing from Priscilla. Now, I know it annoys you when I say it. We're not trying to be hateful. We're trying to expose the facts, expose the truths, so people that don't know all the facts realize that there has been some serious wrongdoing done to Elvis Presley, to Lisa Marie Presley, and now to Riley. I know I've said it a million times, but when will Priscilla admit the wrongdoing over the decades? When will Priscilla, I've never seen Priscilla in an interview go, do you know what? I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. Never. I've never heard her go, I made a mistake. I was unfaithful. I wasted all that money. I was selfish with Lisa Marie because I wanted to pursue my own career, my own dreams and aspirations. And because of it, Lisa Marie's childhood was affected. She was seriously harmed. And at the hands of me, Priscilla Presley, I didn't realize, but Michael Edwards was abusing my daughter. Or did she realize? Did she know? Because you guys are telling me that you feel that Priscilla knew it was happening and she was turning a blind eye, which, guys, I find that shocking. So even when we jump forward to the announcement of the film Priscilla, Sofia Coppola's film, yeah, again, very selfish decision. Priscilla feels like she's Elvis Presley. Finally, they're making a film just about her, not like the other films were Elvis and Priscilla. But this film was Priscilla. It was called Priscilla. It was based on this book of lies. Yeah, based on this book of lies. And Priscilla felt that she was getting her moment of glory. But remember, Lisa Marie passes away. This film, the Priscilla film, the Sofia Coppola film, she still promotes that film, even though her daughter has died. Her daughter has died, and we just don't understand why she doesn't show any grief. Doesn't add up to us, doesn't make sense to her. We know that she didn't want the film made. Lisa did not want that film made, but she's still, Priscilla, the mother of Lisa, the grandmother of Riley and Finley and Harper, is still promoting a film that Lisa, the grandkids' mother, did not want made. So again, she's putting herself first, always Priscilla first. And I think we're even seeing it now with all the different events that she's doing. And a woman that's basically 80 is still going around the planet for money, for ambition, for spotlight, for fame, for attention. Ultimately, it's all about fame and money. Yeah. And it doesn't make no sense, because this woman should be with her grandkids. I think they call her Nana. I found a video of her saying she wanted to be called Nana, not Grandma. Let's see if I can find it. Now, I've had a few people message me saying that that Riley and the twins are close to Priscilla. I don't know if that's true. I find it hard to believe, but it's possible. I think actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bridget Cruz said to me that she thinks that they like Nana. I think that's the way she put it. Let me just see. There was a thing here I found where Priscilla actually says, I'm just checking to see if it's here, why that Priscilla didn't want to be called Gran. She wanted to be called Nana. She didn't like being called a grandmother. I did store it on here. I don't think it's here. No, I don't think it's here. Let me just double check. No. Is this the one? No. No, it's not here. But I watched it last night. Priscilla is being interviewed. She clearly says, I don't want to be called grandmother. They can call me Nana or Nuna, Nana, whatever it is. And I think Priscilla did actually look after those kids for a while when there was disputes with Michael Lockwood and Lisa. Is that, or maybe just after Lisa died? I'm not. There's something went on where they were actually with Priscilla Presley for a while. I think I know about that. So you get the gist of what I'm trying to say, guys. You get the gist. I'm trying to say that that Priscilla and Elvis were opposites. Elvis spent his whole life being a giving person, putting himself last, putting the fans first, family first. Everyone came before Elvis. Memphis Mafia, the girlfriends. Elvis never let money come before the right thing to do. Well, Priscilla's the opposite. She has spent her whole life putting herself first. Every decision along the way, bang, 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 bang. Priscilla first, Priscilla first, Priscilla first. And the knock-on effect was a very seriously damaged child, Lisa Marie. My heart goes out to Lisa Marie because she had to endure the hands of Priscilla, at the hands of Priscilla, who was obviously the parent, a lot of damage. And, you know, I'm not going to whitewash it. Of course they went through times. Is it Nonna? Is that what it is? Nonna. Of course they went through times where I know that Priscilla and Lisa had happy times. I've seen the different interviews. They did have happy times. It was very on and off. But the crucial times when Lisa was a small child, so definitely after she went off with Mike Stone. How old was she? 3. Then after Elvis dies, 9. The damage that is done there. And then I think even as a woman in her, you know, she got with Danny Keogh. She was very young, but even the Danny Keogh thing, he's a nice guy and all that. We don't have any problem with Danny Keogh, but there's a Scientology aspect to it all, isn't there? There's a Scientology thing going on. The damage that does, her being thrown into Scientology. I feel that she was brainwashed. I think Scientology had a brainwashing effect on Lisa because we know that Lisa went through a phase where she really liked Scientology. She felt that Scientology had saved her. We've all seen the interviews where she basically says, you know, they put her on the straight and narrow. Scientology got her through these difficult periods of drugs and alcohol. Yeah. So to me, for Lisa to do that, there's brainwashing involved. Now, we know that eventually Lisa wises up and gets away from Scientology. I'm not sure what year it was. Was it 96? I actually don't know. 96, 2003. I'm not really sure. There's a point where she says, I'm out of here, and never looks back. Does any of you know when she says, I'm out of Scientology, takes the kids with her, Riley and Benjamin, and she's out of there. She wants nothing to do with them. She thinks they're a bunch of cuckoos. 2003. Thank you, Vicente. So, but don't forget, by 2003, the damage is done. The psychological, emotional damage is being done. You think of the damage that poor girl, Lisa Marie, has had to endure since 1959. No, sorry, since 2000. Let me get the sorry. Since 1970. Wasn't it 70, 71? I know she officially goes around 72. I know the divorce is 73, but really it's the end of 71. She's demanding the divorce, and then she goes very quickly, doesn't she? Does anyone know the actual date that Priscilla actually walked out with Lisa? Was it the end of 71? Was it early 72? All I know is that the knock-on effect of that day when she said, right, I'm taking Lisa. You can imagine what Elvis was going through. It must have been horrific. I don't think any man on this planet can stomach the thought of his wife taking his only child and looking out the window and watching her walk down the road with her suitcases, getting into a car that Elvis bought. Yeah. I don't think Elvis cared about the money. He just cared about, oh my God, I'm losing my wife. It's happening. Oh my God, I'm losing the most important person in my life, Lisa Marie. That's the truth of it, isn't it, guys? So Stacey says, from the time of the divorce till the day she died, Lisa dealt with psychological abuse. I totally agree. But I actually think I'll take it back further, Stacey. I actually think the psychological abuse happened when she was seeing Steve Peck. I know she was just a baby, but they sense it, don't they? Babies sense stuff. I know it's in a different way, but you imagine Elvis has caught Priscilla with Steve Peck. I know the baby's only months old, but it's there, isn't it? It's there. Yeah. Then you've got very quickly by around 1970-ish, then you've got hi, Lisa. Then you've got the Mike Stone stuff. I know she was only 3-ish, but come on, you're aware, aren't you? You are aware. Even my boy Tino is 4 years old. Well, I'll tell you now, he was very aware a year ago. Tino, my 4-year-old boy, was very aware. Now, they don't understand what's going on, but they know, don't they? They know. So you've got poor Lisa Marie at 3 to 4 years old, experiencing the arguments, the heartbreak. Of course, Elvis was very angry, very upset. Every emotion you can imagine, Elvis went through with the Mike Stone situation. And then off poor Lisa goes. She's living with a stranger. So don't forget, the anger, the upset is still going on with Elvis, her father, who she's still seeing. Yeah. Lisa Marie has to get used to a different dad. Priscilla was happy to go for shopping and days out and to restaurants with Mike Stone in public, with Lisa, even kissing in public. So Lisa Marie is witnessing this. Lisa Marie is seeing mum with a different guy, Mike Stone. Mike Stone was probably very friendly and very kind, yeah, caring and that, but it ain't dad. You get it, guys? The press are going to be following them around wherever they go. Don't forget, then Elvis eventually is obviously having different girlfriends like Linda. Luckily, Lisa really liked Linda, which she says in the book. So I just think the whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is a complete mess. I still always come back to the fact that Priscilla always put herself first. So I think, let's have a look. So I think the censor said just now, she moved out of Graceland in March 72. Now, the censor, I wonder how long after Elvis finding out about Mike Stone was. Because obviously it went on for a year, didn't it? Secretly. So did she move out immediately when Elvis found out? Or was there a gap? Was there a gap? I'd like to know that. Right, I'm just going to quickly check some of your comments now, guys. Baz Luhrmann is releasing. Yeah, do you know what? I've got a link to that. Baz Luhrmann is releasing a documentary of lost footage of That's the Way It Is and Elvis on tour. I hope Priscilla isn't involved. Well, my guess, and that link, I haven't watched it. I transferred it to my phone. Right, here we go. I transferred it to my phone. All right, it's just a picture. I'll just show it you, then I'll read it. It's very short. Let's see if it's going to focus. Let's give it a chance to focus. There we go. Latest news, Baz Luhrmann to direct Elvis Presley documentary for authentic studio following. Now, Vincenzo just said a good point, and we're all looking forward to seeing that, aren't we? Anything new Elvis, any newly discovered anything, we love it as fans, yeah? But Priscilla will be involved. If Baz Luhrmann is making it, Priscilla will be involved. I do think that Baz Luhrmann feels that it's very, very important to keep Priscilla on side. I think he has a different view of Priscilla than we have, yeah? I would almost, how many people am I going to upset when I say this? I would almost call Baz Luhrmann a Priscilla fan. I'll ask you guys. How many of you guys think that Baz Luhrmann is a Priscilla fan? Right, so Vincenzo says she told Elvis she was leaving him on February the 23rd, 1972, and moved out Graceland in March 72. It's so sad, isn't it, guys? So that's the actual date. Is it February the 23rd, 1972? I want to take a picture of that so that I can remember that date. I hope you don't mind, Vincenzo. I'm going to take a picture of your post and put it on my file. Because I never knew that I didn't know that. Though you don't have the actual date she moved out. But let me just put that on my file. I'm gutted when I think about it. Gutted, guys. Right, I've just posted that. So let's have a look. What else we could? Nothing came out good. Once you've been to Scientology, who runs it must be a cuckoo clock. Yeah. We could talk all day about Scientology. It's horrific, all of it. I'm just going to go back on some of your comments. So we will talk about the Baz Luhrmann new documentary with this old footage, this lost footage. I want to wait for more releases of that. Obviously, anything new that's coming out, I will always try and get some information about it, and then we'll put it out on here so we can all talk about it together. Hi, Songbird. You all right? Songbird's been really good to me. She's got my back. Songbird has been very good to me. Let's have a look. Right, so Stacey, well, the whole Elvis movie was made from what Priscilla and a few others, so that's possible. Yeah. Come on, the movie's rubbish. Louis, she told Elvis she was leaving just before a concert. Yes, and many of you have told me this. It's just heartbreak, isn't it, guys? All right, you took your dog for a walk. Reddit's to Pretty Place, Big Lake. All right, I don't know where that is. I'm not from your neck of the woods. Your dog is adorable. Adorable. So, well, guys, we're coming up to an hour. I can't hang on much longer. I was going to start. Where is it? I didn't. We've been an hour, guys. Look, I was going to start with this, but we don't have time now. I want to come back on later. I don't know. It's not straightforward at the moment because of Christmas. There's stuff happening, so I'm trying to grab an hour here, an hour there. That's where I am at the moment, and so the live stream that we did this morning was generally just trying to say what I'm trying to say in a nice way to people is just let us be defending Elvis Presley. Let us have our opinions. Let us do things our way. We don't have to call each other names. Let's just be kind to each other. And we all have our own styles of whether we run channels or whether we are Elvis fans, Priscilla fans. Elvis and Lisa fans, you know, whatever it is, I just think, come on, let's be nice. You know, when people are saying to me, you know, it's all become a bit of a circus and that channels are having a go at each other and that subscribers and members and YouTube Elvis fans are all squabbling with each other. I just think we don't need to, guys. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's a time for being kind and loving and generous and showing our good side. So we need Riley to make a decent Elvis movie. I would love that. So I'm just reading your comments. We have a New Year's resolution, isn't it? We get to that point of the year where we can look back on the year and think, what would we like to do next year? So what, guys, what I'm trying to say, so I'm just trying to read your comments. I'm going to try, it might be difficult. I'm going to try and ignore the noise. There's a lot of noise. There's too much noise at the moment. So I'm going to turn off the noise of outside people trying to sort of have their digs and trying to get us. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn down the volume and get on with our purpose. Yeah, Tony, amen. So we're going to turn down the outside noise and we're going to turn up the defending Elvis, the showing Elvis's beautiful side, Elvis and Lisa and Riley and the twins. And we're going to remember what started defending Elvis Presley. We came here to defend Elvis Presley. When I say defending Elvis Presley, I mean Elvis and the bloodline. Yeah. So that's it. So you won't, I know that, Stacey. So you won't hear me talking about other things. Yeah. You'll hear me focusing on what we do. Yeah. Now, the last live stream I tried to make people understand, but I've said enough. I've said enough. Yes. Turn up the love and the lights. Tony, turn up the love and the lights. Turn up the King's music and shout loudly. Yeah. Do you know what? I wish I could play music every day, all the time, but I get told off by YouTube. YouTube won't let me. Even, you know, even some of the songs that Salvatore and Helen Songbird do, even they get deleted. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. So if I do come back, I want to start discussing this book, From Here to the Great Unknown, defending Lisa. We want justice for Lisa Marie. We want Michael Edwards arrested and questioned for this alleged abuse. Justice for Lisa Marie. We have to keep saying it every day. And we're gonna. Yes, Vincenzo, we like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. God bless all of you. I'm sending lots of hugs to Stacey. See, it is late for me. I'm like, ugh. Can you tell that I'm knackered? I'm like, ugh. Lying underneath that car for ages, trying to fix my wife's car. It got to me because it was so cold. It was freezing. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for everything. You take care, guys. All the best. Love you all, guys.